Hello, everybody, and welcome to the White Hatter YouTube News Show. I'm Brandon.
I'm Darren. Hey, we're back from a 2-week hiatus.
About 2 weeks.
Two week. You know, we just finished all the school presentations, so we thought we'd take some time to ourselves just to kind of, you know, breathe a little bit before we move full speed ahead with some of the summer projects we got going on. And we've hired somebody part-time, haven't we?
Yes.
We'll kind of be sharing who that is over the next couple of weeks. Kind of excited about that, actually.
Yeah.
Right? He's going to be doing a lot of the, what's he going to be doing? A lot of the post-production work for us, right? Kind of cool. Looking forward to some of the projects you got planned here at the White Hatter Virtual Studio.
A lot of things planned, so little time to complete them all.
Yeah, a lot of equipment purchased too.
We're going to be busy.
Yeah. With all the new equipment.
Yes, we got new equipment coming in as well.
Yeah,
so
pretty cool.
Excited to work with that too.
So what we got going?
Let's work into the first news topic for, I guess, news topics over the last 2 weeks, I guess, the main topics. Oh. So, in the news.
In the news.
First news topic has to do with LinkedIn. I know a lot of people had messaged us about this.
We have a LinkedIn account.
We do.
White Hatter.
People messaged us about this, asking about the severity of this data breach.
We did. We had a lot of people asking
leak,
us.
whatever this was.
Yeah.
A lot of news reports were saying this was a data breach or hack.
Was it?
LinkedIn says it wasn't because the data was collected from somebody who was basically scraping the data of the pages of LinkedIn users.
So passwords, usernames, they weren't.
Usernames, yes.
How about
but passwords, no.
Passwords,
so
no?
the data. So in this database, someone was selling it on the dark web. And someone got a sample of it, and it was able to determine full names, gender, assigns, email addresses, phone numbers, and various industry information such as job placements. Now, all this
it's already on your LinkedIn page, right?
See, that's the thing. See, all this was already on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Again, this was someone who just scraped data from LinkedIn users. Now, the severity of this is that they've just correlated it all into one database.
Okay.
So it's super easy to search things up because it's all in one place. But, you know, someone could just go to your LinkedIn page and get all that information anyway.
So should people be changing their passwords?
No. There were no passwords breached here. You may be wondering, well, how does someone get my email address? Well, you may not know this, but on LinkedIn, when you create an account, oftentimes the email you use to create the account is publicly available on your LinkedIn page.
Yes, it is.
Usually near the bottom. So people in your contacts list can message you about business inquiries and things like that. Now, you can turn that off, but surprise, it's not off by default. And sometimes people get themselves in trouble with it because they're getting emails and messages and
to their personal email accounts.
Because they use their personal email to sign up for their business-focused LinkedIn page, but their business-focused email is on their contact information.
It's kind of a technique that we use in OSINT, right?
Yeah.
To kind of find personal emails to people.
Yeah,
on
people don't always realize that.
No.
And again, it's not off by default. No. So if you're going to make a LinkedIn page, do you want to use a professional corporate email? Well, that's another problem because you might want people to contact you via your email for business inquiries, as for LinkedIn is primarily used for. But if that email is assigned to your LinkedIn page from a company that you do not own and you're just an employee, you get fired or something and you lose access to the email you signed up with LinkedIn for. Well, now you can't log into your personal LinkedIn page because the email that they send the recovery password to is no longer activated. You can't reactivate it.
Take a breath. Like you were able to say that without taking a breath.
I know.
How'd you do that? That was pretty funny.
So
what's the moral of the story on this one then? Like,
check your privacy settings.
Okay.
Check your privacy settings and make sure the information you have on your LinkedIn page is actually what you want presented to people.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Interesting one. Yeah, we had lots of messages sent to us on that one, especially from adults going, "Oh my God, LinkedIn was hacked. All my username and passwords are out there. What do I do?"
No.
Breathe, kind of like what Brandon just needed to do there a second ago.
It wasn't hacked. I mean, someone abused and found a flaw in the API, which is the back end code of how LinkedIn works, but the information was already publicly accessible.
Gotcha.
It's just now easily correlated into one document.
Gotcha.
So
What's next?
next, WD, which is Western Digital, which is a company that makes hard drives, storage devices, flash drives. They're data storage. They're a data storage company.
Kind of like what we use. We use a different brand though, right? Like
Yeah.
what do we use?
We use the Synology disk station to kind of manage all of our digital files, video files, and such. WD,
Which we're getting a lot more of, considering we're doing work like this now. Like we just did a project not too long ago where we reviewed the Tenashi computer for kids. And how much data, what was it, terabyte?
well, that half-hour project.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Do you remember?
It was about. I don't remember.
It was huge
was a
though,
huge-
right?
yeah.
It was huge.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's what these are for, right?
Yeah, so WD, they have a My Book series of products, which is definitely more designed for consumer families, where basically if you don't want to store your photos, videos, documents into a cloud server you pay monthly for, you could set up your own personalized WD My Cloud account. And basically all the files are stored on this network hard drive in your household.
So it could be used as a backup if you want.
A backup,
Right.
a cloud storage, store your videos on there, that kind of thing. However, people...
Would this really be considered cloud storage if it's on a hard drive, though?
It's accessible through the internet.
Okay.
So you can access
point.
your files remotely, even though they're stored in the household.
Gotcha.
So it's not as if you're storing your files with Amazon or Google.
Gotcha.
They're in your house.
The Uber overlords.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So what happened with this one?
So people were finding that their drives are being wiped.
Oh, no.
So apparently from an unpatched vulnerability that was discovered back in 2011 through routine maintenance,
10 years ago.
the problem occurred but was failed to be appropriately deactivated.
10 years ago it was discovered.
So as of recent, someone found this flaw again, and then they were activating it, basically having people wiping their hard drives. So when news broke about this, you saw news articles, social media postings saying to people, hey, if you have these products, unplug them.
Because that's how you defend against this, right? So once you've unplugged it, is there a way to fix it? Like, have they put out a patch now?
I do believe there's a patch now. You do have to upgrade and update your thing.
Your thing.
Your thing.
Your WD.
Your WD. Technical words here.
Okay.
And in addition, their thing. Your thing.
2 weeks and our brains go to mush, right?
Oh, yes. Yes, true. It's been 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Did you play many video games during the 2 weeks?
Some.
Some? Which
Yeah.
ones?
I played Magic the Gathering mostly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and some Apex.
Oh, Apex. Yeah, you and Candace were playing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you kind of take a sniper role or an assaulter role in Apex?
I'm more mid-range.
Mid-range? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so back on topic.
Back on topic.
Right. So, WD. It's been 2 weeks. And our brain's like,
2 weeks.
2 weeks. So I did see some notices that WD had a replacement program
Right.
for the older devices, which I would assume to be more prone to this.
So what, you send in the old one, you gave you a new one?
Something like that.
Or a
Don't quote me
discount?
on that, but I'm sure I saw something on that.
All right.
But if you have a WD device, make sure you update the firmware. Update it.
Just on this, I just want to bring up the point. We had a person connect with us asking about a digital go bag. I remember I forwarded it to you because of all the fires in BC and in North America, actually. Their concern is a lot of families have got go bags on the go now, meaning that if you have to leave the home quickly because of an emergency, a lot of people think, clothing, money, credit cards. But this person brought up the fact that everything's digital nowadays, right? And so if our home burns down and we lose all this digital information, we're kind of hooped, right? And so they asked us for some recommendations, specifically what can we put in our go bag to help record these kind of things. And one of the things you recommended was an external hard drive, right? But ruggedized ones.
Yeah, you can get some fireproof ones that are drop resistant, those type of ones. So.
Right.
But a device like that would work too, like a network attached device. So
Yeah.
if something does happen, you just unplug it and run away with it.
Well, that's proper pre-planning prevents poor performance, 6 Ps, right? One of the things that mom and dad have gone through is that if our house catches on fire, we know that there are 2 things in our home that are digital that we're taking with us. So if the house burns down, we still have that stuff, right? Kind of a great idea, right? So it's on our website, actually. It's called the Digital Go Bag, and I wrote it based upon your answers.
And it's on Facebook, I think.
It's on Facebook too. Yeah, it's on Facebook as well.
I don't think I said it wasn't on. It's not a blog post.
Oh, you're right. It's not a blog
Although
post.
it should have been a blog post. But
there we go.
No.
We're on a 2-week hiatus.
You just wrote a massive Facebook blog, which should have been on the blog, but it's on Facebook. So it's not on our website. It's on our Facebook page.
Got a lot of hits.
There should have been a blog post.
Okay, well, there's no reason why we can't still write it as a blog. Anyways, back on topic. Got a lot of hits. Generate a lot of follows.
Yeah.
Gotta like that.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But it should have been a blog post.
Oh, God.
Next article. Peloton.
This one I brought to your attention. Like, this is brutal.
So Peloton. So there is more to the story that's been
when
developed.
people think Peloton, they think bicycle.
The bike, the treadmill as well.
Yeah. So let's talk about this.
Peloton threatens to brick customers $4,000 treadmills unless they pay up and pay the monthly subscription service. So let's bring this all into context. So number one, this became a thing because it was revealed months ago how people were getting injured because of unauthorized use of these devices, primarily children.
Yeah.
Now, Peloton has a subscription model which gives you videos and training guides and whatnot, but with that comes a lock feature where you can passcode your system so only certain people can use it.
Right.
Kind of cool. But that's in the subscription model. Now, as per these reports of injuries, Peloton's now working on making the lockout system mandatory so that, as a family, if you have young kids, you don't give them the passcode to turn on the Peloton because they could turn it on themselves and get injured.
Right.
So to prevent that, they're requiring that by default.
Right.
But that's bundled into the subscription plan.
That's brutal.
Now, they did say they are working on ways to separate that from the subscription model so you can operate your treadmill without a subscription and still be able to lock it out.
So why would I want to buy a treadmill for $4,000 if I don't have access to what it actually does? Why not pick up one for $1,000?
Exactly. And they are giving customers 3 months of free subscription access until such time they figure out a way of separating the lockout feature. Now, if after that 3 months you haven't found a solution, does that now mean you cannot use your treadmill because you haven't paid for the subscription model?
That's brutal.
Why don't you just buy the Apple training program?
Exactly.
On a regular treadmill.
On a regular treadmill. Like it's and that's exactly what, but I feel sorry for the people who put out $4,200 to buy this thing knowing that they're going to get all this kind of stuff. Because I get it, right? Like I truly do get it. It was a great idea. But now they're going to turn it into a subscription. I guess it really shouldn't surprise us that that's what they were going to do, right? Flood the market with a product and everybody's buying it now for $4,200 US. And now all of a sudden you're gonna have to pay a monthly fee.
Well, a couple things. If they don't fix it, I think it's gonna be really bad on Peloton because number one, generally people who are buying these are a little more affluent, which means there's more likely gonna be class actions against this if they lock up the product they bought.
Brutal.
So this could be a potential legal problem for them because they're doing this to prevent the safety legal problem.
Yeah.
But which is now creating a consumer legal problem potentially.
I mean, a really good example is this morning I'm back on my I got a bike, right? A specialized bike, and I just use my iPad.
Yeah, because you use the Apple, the Apple Plus plan.
Yeah, so as a result of that, you don't have to buy something like this, right? Like I think it's a stupid business move for Peloton to do this.
Well, they're doing it because of the safety problems with the products in order to lock it out.
All right. Well,
so they're doing it for.
Why bundle it together?
Because that's from a software perspective, it takes time for those things to happen because it was designed to be built in to the subscription model. It was bundled with that program. So now they have to find a way to through software unbundle it, which does take development time.
I do think Peloton is going to lose market share now. as a result of this, and because of all the cool things that Apple's now doing with their Apple Plus and their fitness and that kind of stuff.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see how many people who actually purchase these things actually already pay for the subscription.
Yeah.
Because it comes with all the features that make this treadmill worth the money. You know, tracking all the things you're doing and all your workouts, right? So I don't know how many people who have these.
But in 3 months, if they're giving it out for 3 months, at the end of 3 months, if somebody doesn't subscribe, they've got a $4,200 treadmill.
But they are currently working, as they stated, that they are working on ways to unbundle the lockout feature so you can use it without a subscription.
Yeah, we'll see.
We will see.
We'll see.
Watching you, Peloton.
Apple Plus. Fitness.
Oh, yeah, it's Apple Fitness. Oh, it is. Yeah, Apple Fitness, which is bundled into the Apple Plus model.
A little bit cheaper. Actually, a lot cheaper. Just saying.
Fair.
Yeah, just saying.
Next article.
Mom's loving it too, by the way. She does yoga almost every day now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she does her yoga using the Apple Fitness. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
And how it bundles into her watch, into her iPad. It's just like, that's a pretty cool stuff. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
What else we got going?
Next article. Kaspersky, which is a security company. They have a password manager, and they have the ability through the manager to automatically generate passwords for you.
Right, that most password managers
Most do that.
Apple does
Keychain,
it.
Most password managers have a randomized system that you can create passwords they create, which are super strong, super protected. However, in the Kaspersky case, a researcher found that the passwords were generated based off of looking at the time of passwords were created, so that, like the time, like 10 o'clock a.m., right? So it would generate passwords from that key component, which now makes the passwords extremely guessable if you know the algorithm. So it wasn't truly as randomized as people would have thought it was.
Okay, so what's the takeaway on this one?
Well,
Go with another product?
is there a takeaway? Because what's the likelihood of some random hacker trying to log into your account who has to know your password is generated by the Kaspersky Password Manager, which they probably don't even know that. So,
where I think this is probably going to be a bigger deal would be for those people who are maybe in positions where there's risk of corporate espionage.
see, that's more what we're going for here.
Or something, right? Like, I don't think people are going to take vulnerability or going to go after the low-hanging fruit, right?
No.
Like the mom and pops of the world that are using this. But for people who maybe are working in, say, the military, FBI, CIA, other three-letter acronym companies, or maybe working in companies where what's the theft? What's the word I'm looking for?
It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know it's been.
It's been 2 weeks.
Copyright theft issues, all that kind of stuff, right? Intellectual property, right? That might be an issue. I think those are people that would be targeted with something like this.
Most likely. And I think it's more so just shining a light on a security company who necessarily didn't use truly randomized material for generating passwords. So, although you may...
Now, having said that, Kaspersky's a good company, right?
Oh, yeah. There's nothing here. I mean, to be fair, a lot of security companies have had issues over the past because it's all coding and on the internet, anything can happen.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but it's just, I think... people will oftentimes look at these articles and go, well, I'm not going to use a password manager because it issues just like this.
Right.
So
what's the takeaway?
It's a risk assessment.
Yeah.
We haven't yet come across any significant data breach or hack where people were able to break into these secured vaults from Kaspersky, from Norton, from LastPass, Apple Keychain,
right,
where someone's able to easily break in and steal everyone's passwords. So still today, password managers are an incredibly secure place to store your passwords and not put them in a book. You can easily access them. You can easily log into your stuff. You can manage the passwords very effectively for you so you don't lose your passwords. If your house burns down, you have passwords in a book, now they're all gone. So,
unless they're in a fireproof safe.
Fireproof safe, but then again, you're going to go to your fireproof safe every day to log into your accounts. Most people have their books by their desk.
Yeah.
Right. So, I understand why people don't want to use password managers because there's that fear that, someone's going to hack into my account, which can happen if someone gets your password to the password manager. So we do see phishing and scams from that,
Right.
but we see scams for every account.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So-
I mean, we use a password manager. We use LastPass, right?
Yeah, and we're pretty happy with it.
We're pretty happy with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next one.
Marvel movie malware detected.
Oh yeah, I want to see Black Widow, but I don't want to pay $35 for it.
And yet you pay for Disney Plus.
I know. Like, I pay for Disney Plus, but in order for me to download it, it's still going to cost me $35.
I know. But you get, yeah.
It's just like, but I don't want to go to a movie theater right now either, right?
Yeah.
Although I have both shots. Aren't you getting your second shot pretty soon?
I'm with the government plan, so it's like 8 weeks from when I first got it. It's pretty soon, I think.
I mean, because right now I'm still a little concerned about the Delta variant, right? And what's going on with the Delta variant and the Lima variant and all those kind of things. But I'm not feeling too comfortable about going into movie theaters yet, but I don't want to pay $35. Having said that, if you go to a movie theater after you get the movie tickets and then popcorn, you're up around $50 anyways.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So, back on track.
Yeah, back on track. 2 weeks.
You pay for Disney Plus, or just get the get the movies. But then that persuades people away from the movie theaters,
Yeah.
which there are box office numbers movies use in order to validate their effectiveness.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so
A
what's going
lot
on?
of people don't like
What's
that.
going on with the Marvel movies? They're very popular, so therefore, let me guess, because they're popular, they're being targeted for malware.
Of course. Article talking about how, what was it? Kaspersky again. Go figure. Was doing some research data collection, and they found through the Black Widow Disney movie,
Which is popular right now.
Yeah. When it was first announced, it was delayed. But when it was first announced, we saw an uptick of malware targeting that, going, hey, get early preview, putting your information, credit card details, get a preview, get some sneak peek access, but you didn't actually get anything from that.
Yeah.
Or download, say here's a leaked version of the movie, get it for free, don't pay Disney $35 for your already on Plus Disney Plus plan. Yes, we're still talking about that.
Although we got Disney Plus and there's some cool stuff on there.
Yeah, but paying extra for a movie produced by Disney, even though you pay for their subscription model.
Yeah, true enough. I get it.
Or you just wait until it gets on Disney Plus for free anyways.
Which
well,
will
not
happen.
free, but it's
Yeah.
within the plan.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's going to happen, right?
Yes.
All the Avenger movies are on there.
Yeah,
right?
it will happen. It's just price lock.
Okay,
for
get off
early
of it right now.
For early
My
you brought it
God.
up.
I know I did.
You brought it up.
I know.
And it sparked something inside of me
I can see
that I have consistently been not that happy about.
I know.
And those people who pay for Disney Plus are like, why?
I know. I don't know. But, I mean, so what's the moral of the story on this one?
What's
What's the takeaway?
Download leaked free versions of movies or TV shows off the internet through torrent sites or pirate sites. Just pay for your subscription model,
$35.
or just wait until it comes. But some people don't want to wait.
Yeah,
But
for
I
sure.
mean, at least you have an option watching it from home or in the theaters.
Your mom's like that, right? I'll go on there and go, hey, I want to watch this pay-per-view movie. She goes, no! And I said, why not? She says, it'll be out in 3 weeks. I said, no, it won't. So I played one just recently, and guess what? It came out 3 weeks later into the free site. Anyways.
I'm sure. I feel theaters are going to kind of go bye-bye.
I think you're probably right.
But there is some benefits to theaters because some people don't necessarily have access to home entertainment systems.
Correct.
So there is a market for theaters, but I think the market's going to become more.
You know what I'm going to do this summer is out on the deck. Right now, at night, Mom and Dad make it a habit of we have a flat screen that we pull out with the old CDs and put in to watch movies out on the deck. But I'm actually thinking about hanging a big white sheet and then taking one of our projectors out there and then playing it through the projector so you get big screens. So it's like you're at a drive-in.
Yeah,
I think it'd be pretty cool.
we got big speakers too.
We do. We have big speakers. We have big speakers.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, it would be. What's next?
Next.
So again, don't download movies off of torrent sites or other sites. Go to a reputable site to do it. Yeah.
And last article today, Cybercriminals
MacBook.
unleashing malware for M1 MacBook chips. So,
Is it the M1 or is it the
well, for
Microsoft?
both. a couple things. So according to Malwarebytes, which is a security company, did some survey research, and they found that Windows malware detection rates were down 24%.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Mac rates were increased by 31%.
Which shouldn't surprise us because Mac has really taken over market share, right?
Especially in the home computer world, for non-gamers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now the problem with Macs
For non-gamers, I think that's a good caveat, right? Because Apple really isn't built for gaming per se, right?
No, even though they're pushing their Apple Arcade, but it's not.
We've got that.
Well, it's with your bundle
I know.
program.
Guess what Mom pays? Well, guess what Mom plays on it?
Pac-Man?
You got it. She loves Pac-Man, right? So. Anyway.
So yeah, on this one, there are two kind of Macs. You got your Intel-based Macs, which is this one here.
Yeah.
Sad face. They're terrible. And then they got your M1.
They're not bad.
They have huge heat problems. This thing overheats like crazy, and it slows everything down.
And you got one of the high-grade ones.
Yeah, no,
right?
this was a terrible purchase. Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
You said you loved it.
I do love it. But given that there's more, given like the MacBook Air
I know.
can pretty much do the same thing this thing does.
Yeah.
But it's the Air model.
Right. Yeah.
And it doesn't overheat.
Yeah. With the M1 chip, right?
Yeah, I got a cooling pad in my office
Right.
that has two fans to cool it down. Even that doesn't do the good job.
I get you. I got it.
Yeah. So, but this was what was best on the market at the time we bought it.
Yeah.
It's a Core i9 MacBook Pro, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah. It was like a $5,000 unit, right?
I know. Huge heating problems.
Yeah.
So, anyways, wow, more irks.
Well. Live and learn.
Been trying to come up with a 16-inch MacBook M1.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might, because I have a MacBook Pro right now.
Yep.
And because of my old eyes, I need the bigger screen.
True.
Because I was thinking about getting the Air, but the Air only comes in a smaller screen, so I may have to wait for the new MacBook Pro to come out to get the bigger screen.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Is that you don't need a Pro though for
No,
what you do.
I don't. But the screen, although the way I use it now is I basically mirror it onto the big screen maybe I might just get an Air this time. Yeah, we'll see. Because I'm not doing in-school presentations as much anymore.
True.
Right.
Well, okay.
6-inch.
The new one comes out. I'll give you this one.
Oh, okay.
Because this heats up when I'm doing so many multiple things.
Right.
You don't do multiple things at once.
So are you trying to weasel a new computer and you're going to give me a handy dandy?
They're not even out yet.
So is that what you're attempting to do, though?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Let's be honest.
Yes.
Yeah.
The answer is yes.
Because usually it's the other way around. Usually it's me giving you the hand down, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But you're not the one video editing.
No, that's true. But we got a new Mac Mini for that, right?
Yeah, but when we eventually start traveling again,
Right.
which will be next year.
We hope.
Yeah.
We hope.
That's the estimated plan.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
So, although we're doing so many virtuals that it's like...
We've already got 30 booked for the fall.
I know.
Like, it's unbelievable,
I know.
right? So, which is pretty cool. So, what's going on with this?
Back on topic. Welcome to my Head, our YouTube news show. We go on tangents and complain about Apple and Disney Plus.
No, you go on the tangents.
You brought it up.
That's true, but
You brought it up.
You went on the tangent. Anyway.
So Apple M1. So there's two kind of Macs. You got your Intel Macs.
Yep.
You got your M1 Macs,
Yep.
which are the new Macs,
Yep.
which are a completely new design system. M1 malware rate was dropped by about 10%. So M1s, there are less malware on M1 Macs because it's assumed that the viruses for the Intels, they're not programmed for the M1.
Gotcha.
Give it some time. Give it a year or so, and we'll see people changing and recoding their viruses to... And we have seen viruses already on M1.
That's right.
Just not as many because they're brand new, so it takes some time for new ones to be developed.
So, should Mac users be getting anti-malware for their Macs?
Well, that's a question, because do you need antivirus, anti-malware on your computers nowadays? Like, it really depends on what you're doing.
Well, I would say yes, especially if you have kids.
Yeah, because you have no idea what they're downloading.
That's right.
And in our experience, we know kids download all kinds of things for all kinds of reasons because of cool features, mods, applications, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
If
But-
you're simply browsing news, and you're just going to your news website every day, and that's all you do, you're probably fine.
Yeah, like on my iPad, I don't have malware on my iPad.
Well, iPads are a whole different thing.
Operating system, right? But I have anti-malware on my MacBook Pro, and Mom has it on her MacBook Air, and it is amazing how often it picks up on stuff.
Well, you're also a business professional.
That's true.
So for business professionals, yes, because that's your business, and that's like paying for insurance on your business. If it goes kaput, because
If it goes what?
kaput,
Kaput.
because you got a virus in your system,
Right.
That's a huge loss.
All right.
So if you're a business professional, yes. If you have kids, yes. If you're simply browsing news sources, you probably, obviously, best case scenario, yes, antivirus will prevent.
Well, if all you're doing is browsing news stuff, then why even get a laptop? Just get yourself an iPad or a tablet.
That's true, which inherently have sandbox protections against stuff anyways.
Right. So.
But some people don't like touchscreens, though.
That's true. Well, that's the iPad's a touchscreen.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Some people like the tactile mouse and keyboard.
Yeah. Well, just get yourself an external keyboard to do that.
And you get a mouse too.
Yeah.
The iPads work with mice now.
Yeah.
So,
Anyways.
I mean, again, as security professionals, our best recommendation is to prevent this type of stuff. Get viruses on there. Do you absolutely need it? Well, it really depends on your use case.
Yeah. But we do recommend it.
We do recommend it.
Yeah, we do recommend it.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's the show.
Thank God. It's been 2 weeks back on. Now we're back on. A little like, holy crow. You got to get back into the groove of things again.
Yeah.
You got to get off of like getting heated over Apple Plus.
No.
Or Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
Oh, Disney
It's
Plus.
Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Disney Plus is great. I think Disney Plus is a great value. You get so many good things with it.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
For the price.
Yeah, you do.
Although you pay extra for brand new movies that are currently in theaters.
I know. $35. Like, that's just ridiculous. But again, when you look at Mom and Dad were going to go to the movie theater to watch that movie, when you include popcorn and other stuff in there, it's going to be close to $50, right? So there you go.
True, which is your $10 a month plus $35, which gives you roughly the same price.
Yeah, for sure.
Watch it at home or in the movies, same price.
Yeah, for sure. But like Mom says, if you just wait a couple of weeks, it'll be out, and she's usually right. So
yeah.
Exciting times, good show. Getting back into the groove of things. We got some really cool things planned for the next couple of months before school. What are some of the things you got planned? What are we going to be doing?
We're going to be hopefully working on an additional series here on the YouTube channel, which will be a White Hatter Q&A.
Yeah.
Where we'll have a Q&A inbox where people can submit questions and we'll answer them on camera every other week or however long we determine how many questions we get.
Yeah.
It'll be a new thing to add some more content here on the channel and people can watch and ask us questions to get them answered. That's our next project here on YouTube.
And then what else do we have planned?
Nothing yet announced to...
Oh, we're going to keep the other stuff secret?
Yes.
Okay.
There are projects on the works, but nothing yet has been announced. But the Q&A thing we can talk about and kind of announce.
Sorry.
Yes.
Perfect.
Alrighty.
All right. So I'm Darren.
I'm Brandon. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you all next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye now.